This is what we call our different levels of sleep, the beta, alpha, theta, delta. Basically, this is where we are now. This is our conscious state. And our conscious state is where our brain functions with all our senses operating. And all our senses, you know, our hear, seeing, smell, that all operates. And hypnosis itself is, everyone daydream? That's hypnosis. That's what it is. It's just like daydream when you're awake. So when we go under hypnosis, we're doing the therapy under hypnosis, and what we're doing is closing the conscious, because the conscious constantly analyses. Like you might be looking at me now, but your vision is looking around the room without even knowing. And you might be hearing me, but you hear everything else as well, because your senses are activated all the time. So when we do therapy under hypnosis, what we do, these are your senses. So what I do is close them right down to allow you to go to what we call the subconscious. And the subconscious part of your mind is all your memories, all your experiences, your training, your knowledge, feelings, thoughts, actions, everything in there stored like a computer. Even if you don't remember, it's there. You just aren't accessing it. And then what we do is the conscious is very much analyses everything we do. So we close that right down and get to the subconscious. The subconscious then acts like, accepts things, direct suggestions, because if I said to you last night, or if I said to you, you know, I always use this example, so I'm going to use the same one, but if I said to you, you know, how did you sleep last night, and you say to me, not too bad, you and I both know consciously that you slept okay. You and I know that. You slept not too bad means okay. Right? Now consciously we know that. But your subconscious doesn't know that. Your subconscious went straight to that word because it doesn't analyse. It is what it is. And with hypnosis you're totally in control. You don't say or do anything you don't want to. There's nothing I can do to say if you don't give permission to it. Because you're in control. So if you truly want to become a shape and size of the person you want to be, it's about understanding and reprogramming the brain to accept that, you know what, that's okay. I don't need to eat those amounts of food to feel good. I don't need it to give me all that energy. I can eat this much, and we shrink the tummy, that's the other bit we do, so it's happy and satisfied. So it's about reprogramming, I guess, the brain in that way, if that makes sense. So how's that looking so far?
Is the subconscious that little voice in your head?
I don't know, do we answer the little voice? Because yes, no, you're quite right. What
the
we
little
call
voices can sometimes have conversations with themselves.
That's true too. You know, yeah, you're quite right. You know those voices that you get home, you go, I know I've got to do the dishes now. I really want to rest. Oh God, I'm so exhausted. Oh, I've got to ring my sister tonight. I just can't be bothered. Yep, that's it. That's all those other, what I call the parts of you that are coming to the surface and trying to come to the conscious and trying to deal with what's going on for them. But your subconscious then is that bit back from that keeps trying to penetrate through and it lets you know what you want. You know that first instinct when you...
The knowing.
The knowing. The very first word you used was deprivation. That's your first instinct that went there. Your very first one was that emotion stuff that went there, yeah? That's it. You know how we say, think, oh, what's your colour right now? Ready? Blue. Now, if you go blue, and then you go, oh, no, red, your blue's your true one. Your red's your analysing one. So it's the first things that come to mind. So I'll give you a number right now. 4. Okay. So if I said pick a number between 0 and 10, what would you pick? 4. Yeah. So it's just the first thing that comes to mind. If you had to think about it, just that second of pause, that's your conscious coming in and analysing. And that's what I mean about what we do. Our conscious constantly analyses. Therefore it needs to have a rest. It needs to go off while we do some reprogramming. Get your brain set where you want to go. Get you on a new pathway. Get you looking at this is the way of life you want to be. And it's a way of life, not a diet. So if you feel hungry or deprived, that's something I want to know. because that's what we deal with. So the first questions I ask. Because basically, that means there's something going on for the subconscious that we need to look at. And I guess what we do is, I always like this little exercise. We've got what we call patterns of behaviour. Our patterns of behaviour could be, get home from work, I'm exhausted, I'm just going to sit down, have a glass of wine, and just have popcorn, whatever it might be, and just chill out. Because it's almost like your mind goes, you deserve it, you deserve everything, you can eat anything you like because you deserve it, you've worked hard all day. And your mind goes into justifying why you deserve all these things. It's really quite funny. And that's the pattern it's got used to, it feels good, next day you don't because you think, why did I eat that, why did I have that? And then it goes into this, all those parts again, the mind chattering that goes, what did you do that for? So what we do is we allow these patterns to start drifting off, letting go, and we create what we call new patterns. New patterns of a new way of life, eating healthy, being healthy, body movement I call it, because as soon as we say exercise, what does the body do? Are you swearing at me for? So I like body movement, that's really nice. Like if I said to people, hey, now go away and do all your homework tonight and come back tomorrow, what do we do? We go straight into, oh my God, homework. I never even did it when I was at school, as if I'm going to do some of that. And you don't give it your whole heart when you do homework. But if we always say, okay, let's do some action work. Already there's a bit of a change with the thought. Language, I just can't express enough the language that we use changes your way of thinking. And it is about just changing your way of thinking. Because what we used to always be comfortable with, what we programmed, see, right from an early age. So it works from 0 to basically 13, 14. This is where everything's programmed. Where you've got to eat everything on your plate, where you've got to please mum and dad, where you've got to do everything, all this stuff. And that's why going into adolescence is the most difficult, because it's like all of a sudden I've got to find out who I am, what I'm doing, come up with my own beliefs and values, and that's why people dread adolescence, because it is difficult. They're not an adult, they're not a child, they're finding their own individuality. But this is where a lot of it's programmed. So what we do is go back to basics, reset like the baby. I mean, basically, we don't keep tipping water. I might do it sometimes, but tip water in here until it overflows, which I do sometimes. But the thing is, you fill, it stops. So it's about knowing when to stop, and that very first signal is what I action again. I action that first signal, reconnect it from tummy to mouth to head, and it's that first signal that I want you to stop, not the second or third. It's the first one, and that's being comfortable with then leaving the food. That's being comfortable, but you start off by having a smaller tummy, by eating smaller amounts, so your body's become used to it. That's all you need. And it is all you need. That's basically all you need. So any questions regarding that bit? Sounds good? Good. Water. Is everyone comfortable if I do something with a bit of water today? Everyone can get a little bit of water. Heather's going to get some water. I'm going to do a little exercise if everyone's comfortable with water, because we don't drink enough, do we? Do you ever drink enough water? We've got the berries. So let's do that. And then I'll explain, basically, I think people need to know how the package works, which I'll go through. And then we can open the floor to questions. This is a program. This is so we just need you to have water in your hand. Yeah? Which is your dominant hand? So put it in your most dominant hand. Both feet on the ground. Beautiful. Okay. So all I'm going to do is talk about water for a moment, but when I talk about water, I want everyone to actually take one sip of water, and then I'm going to ask you to close your eyes for just it's only a minute, just a minute. So one sip of water. Just notice the water with the sip. That's it. Beautiful.
In your dominant hand or the one you normally drink with?
Dominant. be the dominant anchor. Okay, so all I want you to do now is both feet on the floor and just close your eyes for me for a moment. I just want you now to close your eyes and to take a nice deep breath for me through the nose, hold, and out through the mouth like you're blowing out a candle. That's it. And just breathe comfortably while you listen to the simple sound of my voice. And I just want you now to feel and understand what that little bit of water you had did to your body. You see, water is a weird and wonderful thing. Water is something that helps everything grow, nourish, hydrate, every living thing. So what it does when we actually take water into our body, it goes in, it finds where it needs to go. If it needs more thinking or clarity, it goes to the brain. If it needs for the organs to function, to go to the toilet or simply the digestive system, the water then will flood to where those areas are. You see, water floods through just like a tap. And so when we have it and we take it and absorb it, it goes into the body and it continues to go where it needs to. But the thing is, it stops unless you turn the tap on. Therefore, drinking water regularly increases the level of efficiency within your body, improves your organs to work effectively, allows your brain to have clarity and focus and thought. You see, because we're made up 61% or more of water. So water is a very important element. Not only does it help you in your throat, with your saliva, but it helps you feel even hydrated within your own stomach, your body, cleanse, even cleansing each day. Shower cleanses the body on the outside, water hydrates and cleanses on the inside. You see, with water, without it, we'll die. We can live without food, actually, for a good couple of days. But water we can't. We actually need water to survive. So water is your best friend. Water's with you always. Everywhere you look, it's around you. So all I want you to do in a moment is take a really deep breath and then open your eyes and have another sip of water. And you're ready. And now I want you to think about what that water has done for you. How do you feel with the water?
I feel like I love this water.
You do, don't you? Water's your best friend. Thank you. So that's going to help you from this moment on to have that water with you. And water is our best friend. And part of it is you're saying every day, water is my best friend. That can only help you. That can only get you feeling good and better and healthy inside. So the package itself, basically what we've done is include a little bit more. We've got 5 sessions within the Hip Building Gastric Band. Our first session's about prepping and doing the changes. We've altered it a little bit to add a little bit more things. We've got CDs that go with it, relaxation as well as the program that keeps it when you're in between visits. Because what we want is permanent change. And to have permanent change is about repetition. And it's about allowing those patterns to drift away rather than come in and fight those patterns. We don't need to. We don't need. Life doesn't need to be in conflicts. So we don't fight that. We just bring in the new ones and top and change and just, manoeuvre what we need to with each and every person to make sure that it fits comfortably because we're all so unique and different. And that's what I do. That's why I'm not keen on doing group when people ask for group hypnotic gastric band. To me, I think you need that uniqueness. So part of that, there's a maintenance program after that as well, which goes for 12 months, and part of that is the exercise in your sleep that you get a CD, programs you, and I also have sessions with you.